Hi, I'm Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to crochet the mesh portion of the Star Spangled Trivet and Hot Pad, which is a free pattern you'll find on mooglyblog.com. As you can see, this is one pattern. It is for a trivet, or some people call it a hot pad. It's that thing you put in between your hot dishes and your table to keep your table safe. And that means we want to be using 100% cotton yarn. So I'll be demonstrating today with Lily Sugar and Cream. This pattern also uses two different hook sizes, an I hook and an H hook. The I hook is the hook you use for the mesh, so that's what I will be using today. This one is by Furls. Our finished trivet is approximately 10.5 inches across at the widest point, and you will want to do a little bit of blocking on it when it's done. I have a separate video tutorial on my channel demonstrating how to do the wiggle crochet portion, so let's go ahead and jump on in making the mesh. So to begin round one, we start with a magic circle. So I'm going to take my yarn and go over the first finger of my non-hook hand twice towards me. So once and twice, basically two big yarn overs. Then I'm going to use these other fingers to hold onto the working yarn and onto the tail end. While I do that, I will slide my hook under both of those loops, and I'm going to use my hook to pull this one that's furthest back just under the other, like so. Finally, I'll use my fingers here to pull up our working yarn and pull that loop through. Now I can start crocheting, and when I do, I'm going to crochet into the ring and catch that tail end inside each stitch. With the magic ring made, our next instruction is to chain 6, which is going to count as a double crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whoop, get that back on my hook. Pull that down. Let's get that 6th one on there. There you go. You can see that's a little bit tricky here while I'm keeping my finger in there to hold the magic circle open. If you'd prefer to use a different start, that's fine. You can use whatever you like to do to start a circle. Pretty much everything we're doing in the mesh is going to get covered up by the wiggles that we add later. So however you like to start is fine. So we've got our chain 6 made, and now I'm going to double crochet in the ring and then chain 3. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to go into that ring and make sure I catch that tail end as well. There we are. Make our double crochet. And with that, I can go ahead and pull my finger out of the loop because now I've got a stitch made in there. You can see how that helps to hold the whole thing open. So there's that double crochet. Now we need to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we do that combo, double crochet and chain 3, a total of 4 times. So that's the first one. We'll do it again. Double crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So that was our second time. Double crochet. And it's always a good idea to stop and check. Yep, we're catching the tail inside each one of these stitches. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So that was the third repeat. We do it one more time. Double crochet right into the ring and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to join to the third chain with a slip stitch. So that means we can go ahead and start closing up our magic circle and make this center here nice and small. So I'm just going to go ahead and give that a good tug, and you can see everything came together right in the middle. So now I can find my third chain, 1, 2, 3, and go ahead and join with a slip stitch. And as I say, pretty much everything here is going to get covered up by our wiggles. So however you like to go ahead and put that join in there, whatever is easiest on your hook is totally fine. And this is what it looks like at the end of round 1. So to begin round 2, we're going to slip stitch into this next chain 3 space. There we go. And now we're going to chain 4. That's going to count as our double crochet and chain 1. So what I like to do is I'll stop here after I've chained 3, and I'm going to put a stitch marker right in the top of that third chain. That way I'll know right where to join when I finish up this round. So one more. Now I've got my double crochet and chain 1 made. So now we go to our instructions and we work double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same chain 3 space. That was a lot. Let's talk about it. Same chain 3 space means this chain 3 that we're in right now. So we know where we're working. We'll take each step, or each stitch rather, one by one. We start with a double crochet, then chain 2, 1, 2, double crochet again, chain 1, and then double crochet again. So we've got that done. And now we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in each remaining chain 3 space around. Let's go ahead and do that together. So that means we come to this next chain 3 space. We're going to skip that double crochet right there and just work in the chain 3 spaces. And every time we come to that chain 3 space, we do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. It's a lot when you sort of spell it out like that, but let's stop and look at it for a minute. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. When you see the stitches all together, I feel like they make just a little bit more sense than when I'm just reading them to you. But let's go ahead and do the next section together. So remember, we're going to skip that double crochet and come right to that next chain 3 space where we double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet once again. There we go. So we want to do that series of 4 stitches and chains in between in each of these remaining chain 3 spaces. So after finishing each series of those stitches in each chain 3 space, we come all the way around and we join with a slip stitch in our marked chain right there. You can see how that makes it a little easier for my hook to find right where it needs to go. So this is what it should look like at the end of round 2. Round 3 starts the same as round 2. Slip stitch into the next chain space, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once again, that third chain will be where we join. So I can go ahead and drop my stitch marker right in there. Then we go back to our instructions. This time we're going to work double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the next chain 2 space. So right now you can see we slip stitched into this chain 1 space. Now we're going to come right over here into this chain 2 space. So in the chain 2 space is where we're going to work that same series. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again. This time it's all in that chain 2 space right there. So that's where we're at so far. Let me pull up a little bit more yarn here so I stop pulling straight off the skein. There we go. So now we're going to chain 1 and double crochet in the next chain 1 space. So that's right here. There we go. And with that, we have finished our first sort of little section. Now we're going to begin on the instructions with the asterisk. So this is the full repeat that will take us all the way around. What we're going to do is double crochet in the next chain 1 space. So there was no chain space in between these 2 stitches. Remember, we had sort of those sets of 4 stitches. Those are what we're looking at each time. Those are sort of our set to look at. So we're going to find that first chain 1 space and put a double crochet right in there. Then we chain 1, and then we have that series of 4, but worked into that chain 2 space. So that's a double crochet, Get that on there. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again. So that same series of 4 stitches there. Then we chain 1 and double crochet in the next chain 1 space. There we go. So that now our full repeat is 6 stitches. Double crochet, chain 1, that same series of 4, chain 1, double crochet. Let's do it one more time together here. Let me pull up a bit more yarn. We're working with 100% cotton yarn here, so sometimes that can take a little bit more time. It's a little bit stiffer than some other yarns, but it's worth it for what we're able to do with it. So remember, we don't chain in between these sections, just like we don't have a chain in here. We're going to double crochet straight into that chain 1 space on this side. Chain 1, move to the chain 2 space, do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again. There we are. The yarn really wanted to join the party. There we go. Then we're going to finish up our repeat with a chain 1 and double crochet in that final chain 1 space. Like so. You can see how we're getting those points to start forming. So now we do that repeat twice more and join with a slip stitch to that 3rd chain. And this is what it should look like at the end of round 3. So now we're ready for round 4. We're going to again start the same way. I'll get my stitch marker out of the way here. We slip stitch right into that next chain space. In this case, a chain 1 space, and we chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to put my stitch marker right back in that 3rd chain up. There we go. And now we go to our instructions for this one. We are now going to double crochet in the next chain 1 space. So we need to look and see what we've got here. We're in this chain 1 space right here. We can see there's another chain 1 space right here. So that's where we're going to put our double crochet. Get that hook turned around the right direction here. And there we go. All right. After we've done that, then we chain 1. And then we have our series of 4 double crochets with all those spaces in the next chain 2 space, just as you might have guessed. You can kind of start to see, I hope, how this pattern is building on itself. So now we're at that chain 2 spaces next. Remember, skipping, we're not working into any of the double crochets in the previous rounds. We're just working in these chain spaces. So we go right in that chain 2 space with double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet again, chain 1, and double crochet again. So now we've got those 4 stitches in that chain 2 space, right? So then we're going to chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1 again, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and that is the shape of our repeat. So now we've got our full repeat here on the next section. Get a little bit more yarn for this one so I don't have to fight the skein as much. All right, let's do that repeat all the way through together. We can see right here, we can look at our work and see these are the 2 double crochets that are right next to each other. So we're going to skip over those and jump right into this next chain 1 space with a double crochet. Follow that with a chain 1. Double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Follow that with a chain 1. It brings us to this chain 2 space where we know we're going to work a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again. Then we're going to chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and double crochet in the next chain 1 space again. So it creates this really symmetrical little arch of now our repeat of 8 stitches. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, creating the points of our star. So you're going to repeat that this time on the next 3 sections, and then of course, join to your marked stitch. And here's what your mesh should look like at the end of round 4, which means we're ready for round 5. Rounds 5 and 6 continue to build on this same mesh with the same basic stitch pattern idea. So let's go over those together. With round 7, we'll have a nice, more solid edging for our mesh. Right now, we've got round 5. So we begin by slip stitching into this next chain space here, which would be a chain 1 space, like so, and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course, I'll mark that third chain up. There we go. And then we are going to double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and we can see that's brought us to a chain 2 space. So we're going to work that same series. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, double crochet, there we go. Get it there eventually. Chain 1 and double crochet again. There we are. Double check. Yep, we've got all 4 stitches. So then we're going to chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space. And if we look, you can see no more chain 1 spaces. We have finished this repeat. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we head towards our chain 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we head back down. So let's do all that one more time here together for round 5. We've got our 2 double crochets here together, so we're going to skip over those. Hit that first chain 1 space with a double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, and that brings us to a chain 2 space. So we do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet again, there we go, chain 1, and if you find your space is getting filled up, just scooch that stitch on over there, say make some room, we need one more double crochet in that chain 2 space. There we go. So now, because I always double check, did I get all 4 in there? Yes, I did. So then we chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and we can literally read our work and just see, is there another chain 1 space to go? Yep, then we chain 1 and double crochet into it. When we're out of chain 1 spaces, we've reached the end of our repeat. So we keep doing all of that all the way around, and of course, join with our marked stitch one more time. And here we have our mesh after round 5. Our final round of the actual mesh portion of our mesh, if you will, is round 6, which again, we're going to start with a slip stitch right into that next chain 1 space and a chain of 4. Last time we will need to do that particular move for this pattern. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I got all of them made. I put my stitch marker right in the third one. And then it's essentially the same pattern as before. We're just going to have more stitches because our repeat has grown. So we want to look for the next chain 1 space and put a double crochet right in there, followed by a chain 1. Look for the next double crochet space there. It's a chain 1, so we do a double crochet and a chain 1. Next is a chain 1 space, so we double crochet and chain 1. Now we've come to our chain 2 space, so we know what we're going to do there. We have our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet again, chain 1, and double crochet. Check to make sure. Yep, we've got all 4 of those stitches in there, so now we know we're on the downhill. So we're going to chain 1 and look for the next chain 1 space, put a double crochet in it. Chain 1, look for the next chain 1 space, put a double crochet in it. Chain 1, got another double crochet space, we put a double crochet in it. We've got another chain space, we put a double crochet in it. Talking myself into circles here. There we go. A lot of repeats. Now let's look at our work. We've got one more chain 1 space. We're going to chain 1 again and double crochet in that chain 1 space. And now we've got 2 double crochets in the previous row right next to each other, so we know we've hit the end of our first repeat here. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches on each side of that chain 2. So let's do that repeat once more for old time's sake here on round 6. We're going to skip those 2 double crochets together, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1. Now we're back at our chain 2 right here, so we know we've got our big section, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again. Double check, we've got our 4. So now we're on the downhill, the second half. So we're going to chain 1 and then double crochet in the next chain 1 space. And of course, we just keep repeating that until we get down to where we've got 2 double crochets right next to each other. Of course, you can count them out, and there are stitch counts included in the written pattern. But typically, I like to try and work as much as I can by reading the stitches in front of me. They usually help keep me right on track. There we go. And now I've got 2 double crochets right next to each other. So now I know that I have finished that second repeat, and I need to do it 3 more times, and then we'll finish up with round 7. And this is what the mesh should look like after round 6. Now we have round 7, which is going to add more of a solid border to finish up our mesh. And this solid border is what we'll be able to see for the most part in terms of seeing the blue through our red, white, and blue, or whatever color you're choosing to make your star in. Let's go ahead and make it together. We're going to start by getting that stitch marker here out of the way. And once again, I want to slip stitch into this next chain 1 space. There we go. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet. So if you'd prefer, you can use a double crochet substitute. I wouldn't really bother any of the other places where we chained 6 or 4, simply because we're going to work our wiggle mesh around those, but this one will show. So if you have a double crochet substitute that you'd like to use, you can absolutely use it here instead of the chain 3. After we chain 3, we work 2 double crochets right in the next 4 chain 1 spaces. So we've got our chain 3. We're going to work 2 double crochet in each of the next 4 chain 1 spaces. So we go to the next one, and we do 1 and 2 in that one. Oop, there we are. And then 2 double crochets in the next. 1 and 2. 2 double crochets in the next. 1 and 2. And I can see here, if I look at my work, I've done 3, so I need to do 1 more, and we've got 1 more chain 1 space, so that makes sense. 1 and 2. There we go. Now we need to work 5 double crochets in the chain 2 space. So you can see that's where we've come to right here. So we work our 5 double crochets right in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then, as you might have guessed, we're going to work 2 double crochets in each of the next 4 chain 1 spaces. So, kind of doing the same thing. We want to mirror what we did on this side. Next chain 1 space, we work 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Find the next chain 1 space and work 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. There's the next chain 1 space. So we put 2 double crochets in there. 1 and 2. And we know we've got 1 set left. Right? Yep. 1, 2, 3. We've got 1 set left right here in this next chain 1 space. There we are. So if we get lost of where we're at, we can always go back and look and see what we've done. There's our 5 double crochets in that chain 2 space. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those chain 1 spaces worked into. So as we come back to our instructions, then we double crochet in the next chain 1 space, like so. And then we work a double crochet 2 together in that same chain 1 space and the next chain 1 space, skipping these 2 double crochets right here. So what does that mean? I'm going to make myself a little room here. You can see here we have the 2 double crochets without a chain 1 space in between them. We're going to start a double crochet in this same chain 1 space over here. So I'll yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, stop with 2 loops left on the hook, yarn over again, jump all the way over here to this next chain 1 space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Then I'm going to finish the stitch by yarning over and pulling through all 3. Then, I'm guessing, let me double check my instructions. Yep, then we start our repeat. So now we begin the section with the asterisk that will take us all of the rest of the way around. So we're going to double crochet in that same chain 1 space, the same one as the second half of that decreases in. Oop, let me get my double crochet to stay on there. We put a double crochet right there. All right, now we have to work 2 double crochets in each of the next 4 chain 1 spaces. So 1 and 2 in that chain 1 space, 1 and 2 in that chain 1 space, 1 and 2 in a third chain 1 space. There we go. And we can see, we can always double check our work and see there's just one chain 1 space left there before the chain 2 space. So we know everything is working out correctly. We put 2 double crochets in that 4th chain 1 space. It brings us to the chain 2 space, and we're going to put 5 double crochets in there, just like we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. So now we need symmetry. Of course, we need to do on the second half what we did here on the first half. So we need 2 double crochets in each of the next 4 chain 1 spaces. So there's 1 and 2. There we are. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. And I believe that's 4, but we'll go back and check. There's our 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of 2 double crochets there. So now you can see right here, here's those 2 double crochets without a chain 1 space. We're going to be working over here. So we start with the double crochet in the next chain 1 space. And then we do that double crochet 2 together. In the same chain 1 space, we start the first double crochet. Then we start the second double crochet space in the next chain 1 space over here. Skip those 2 double crochets. Pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. Remember, then we start our whole repeat again, and it starts with a double crochet in that same chain 1 space again. And then we're just working our way back up to that chain 2 space and back down. So we continue repeating that all the way around but that means our very last stitch is going to be a double crochet two together in this chain one space right here and finishing up in this chain one space over here so that we can break our yarn and join to the top of that stitch. And here you can see the finished mesh for the Star Spangled Mesh Trivet and Hot Pad pattern. Now, the next step is to take your other colored yarns and add the wiggles around the mesh, but I have a separate video tutorial about that on the Moogly blog channel. Look for the Wiggle Trivet tutorial. And that's how to crochet the mesh portion of the Star Spangled Trivet. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.